Good afternoon, good evening, good morning everyone. So, more Zwift racing. So John's in the chat. Do we do Titans on this course? I don't think we do Titans on this. Tiny races. Let me quickly check. I know we do bridges. So we do bigger loop, which is that finishing just before the town. Beach Island loop, which is going to be horrible. Hey David, hey Piglet. Are you doing the race, Piglet? Otherwise I'll take my earphones out. 2 bridges, downtown Titans. Okay, so... we're doing a Titans Grove. Okay, yep. Titan Traverse on our 4th one. Hey Phil. Where's Nathan? You're calling me Nathan, David. Hey Tavius, are you racing it? Well, I'm going to be in the chat if you want, Piglet. I'm just trying to think of any tactics. DVR, I did that. It sucks. Good luck, Piglet. Because it's fun, James, it's fun. Alright, so Ghost power up, sprint, custom finish. Definitely go long on the first one. Sprint through the group. Hey John. Get this fan going, make sure it's working well. Make sure I don't miss the start. What are we at? 3 minutes to go. Alright, I'll get to do a U-turn, get myself 40 XP. You say that, James. You can go again. It's only a couple of races, James. Best thing about these events is you get dropped, it doesn't matter. Not really warmed up.
Morning, Ben, or evening, whatever it is. Always forget.
Yeah, it's almost 7 o'clock, James.
Bye-bye.
So you know where the finish is on this course?
Said some sort of bridge, right?
Yeah, so we go through the desert, go through that first sprint banner, and then it's kind of, it's that town, so it's the arch just before the town. So we go through the sprint banner, and then we take a left after with the road runner. After the road runner is when we turn left in towards the finish.
Right. Give it a go.
I think it's only about 1 kilometre after the sprint banner.
Yeah, it's literally just before the little town village.
Hey, Piglet.
Morning, evening, afternoon.
So that's Ghost power up. So I'm guessing we have to go long because there'll be other people going long.
Yeah, maybe a lot of long stuff going on, I think.
Hopefully it's not like last week where we went long and no one went and then we just got smashed.
Now recording.
Hey, Craig's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a nice video again.
Did it
See how
record
many
everything?
places I can get.
Yeah, did it record everything last time? I tried it outdoors, but as soon as I lose connection, Craig stops.
Yeah, it worked quite well actually. Video's up, but I've got a copyright strike.
Yeah. Does it mean no one
No,
can
it's
watch it,
seconds.
or it's just people in Russia can't watch it?
Oh, I don't know. I used a free music download site that says you can use it on YouTube, and YouTube clicked it, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a pain in the ass trying to work out what music works.
Alright, 10 seconds.
102 people in it. There you go.
Big one.
Simon.
And he was expecting that sign the BS point searches.
Yeah, you can still snipe because you just do one event, sit in the rest.
It's true.
Do a Holden.
This one you can just roll through, can't you? In theory,
Yeah.
just not go with the moves.
Yeah, just choose the event you think you're going to do well in. Or just use the last event when everyone's pretty tired.
Yeah. All Kirchmeyer's at the back.
If Kyle's here, he'd already be whining about Kirschmar being in the race.
He's done his research.
Cheers, Celtic. So who's in the chat who's racing? I know James, Piglet, one of the Johns. Alright, make sure I don't lose momentum here. Let me tell you, I'm the sweet spot in the group again. Oh, there's John. Hockey man. It's John Bowles, just to my right in that WMZ jersey. Oh, Ken Little's here. Alex Coe.
I saw Alex join. He could be a weapon
Elsa.
despite not being fit.
Discord. Nice.
But they're all what's
I think Piglet's required on my Discord. Keep moving forward, just to make sure. Get these up now. Pretty much no point waiting till the last 400 metres to sprint. Too many big sprinters.
yeah, sort of go semi-early and just hope there's
Yeah, try and get the slingshot through the group just at the right time.
That's the trick, isn't it? At the right time.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10 it's not.
yeah. You can do as many reps as you like. If someone goes early, or if no one goes early, it would be great or terrible.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? You can do the same race 10 times and it's all a different race each time at the finish.
That downhill sprints into
Hey, Katie.
the downtown place. It's just get it wrong literally every
How's the
time.
stretching going, Katie? John, not sure. There is ghosts, so people can try and jump off the front as soon as we get ghosts. especially if you got the power. And good legs, Scott. If anyone does jump early, let us know and we'll all do the same thing. Win together or die together.
Keep almost getting shot the whole time. I know it's not slow, but
Looks like it might be 1.7 or so to go maybe, after the sprint runner.
yeah, it seemed a decent distance when I looked at it. It'll feel twice as long, I'm sure.
Yeah, I feel like 10Ks, won't it? You're lucky, Katie. Break out that fresh B jersey. Yeah, so we do this little turn and then right, won't be there yet. Got to go through that long straight first. If anyone decides they want to go, let us know. Happy to jump in. Alrighty-o. I'm jumping in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Come on, legs. Oh man. Just slightly too long.
Yeah. 10 seconds maybe.
I reckon 100 metres later we had it. Well, not had it, but that was my time. Still, that was fun.
Nice warm up.
Oh, that's good. That's the warm up, I'm dead.
If my legs are like 250 metres to go, you knobhead.
Oh yes, it was earlier than that for me. 250, I was staring at the numbers.
Kimmy Little went with us, but he died as well.
Yeah, it's that. As the Ghost is only 15, you can't really. When you release it, if you release it on the edge of the pack, people have already seen that you're accelerating, so now it's coming. And I released it a bit earlier than you, so they wouldn't see me, but I was only like 10 metres off the front when
Exactly.
I reappeared. So
That's the issue. It needs about 5 seconds long, doesn't it?
yeah, 5, 10, 15. Just so you can actually get some distance off the front.
I think I got a better result than if I sat in the pack though. Usually I get 20th if I sit in the pack.
Yeah, I saw you were hanging on way better than me. Just that power you've got, I can't hold anywhere near.
There's an N Tracy, but it's a different team than E Tracy, I think. At least I got Alex Coe. He might be recovering, but still, nice to get one over him. There's John. Thank you, man, in the chat.
I actually think I'll do these races instead of DBR. I'm really not feeling sharp enough for that.
See what you feel like the next race.
Yeah, it's not going to be better, is it?
What is the next race? Alright, next race we go up the cobbles. Well, we go up the dirt and the cobbles to the JW bridge.
Yes. Yeah, the finish should be the actual sprint banner. I think my rough maths.
And it's aero too, so whether you use the aero on the dirt or the sprint, depending on positioning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
John.
would think later is better, but nobody knows this. Once you get speed up on the flat, maybe make the most of the tool.
So apparently Neil Tracy is also a short track skater, so that's why we got our butt kicked by him. Thanks, Katie.
Maybe he'll be screwed in race 3 or 4. He might be all explosion.
You might be, but I think I'll be screwed too.
Yeah. We might be slightly less screwed in total as a percentage of max.
You might do a holder. You might just ride easy this race and then smash us in the third race.
Yeah. Yeah. One off, do one. One off, do one.
Alright, get to 9 kilometres.
I'm going to go Tron, I think, as well.
Okay,
Or
I'm going all in with the
should
aero
I?
bike.
Should I try gravel then? Or is that just fucking stupid?
Can you hang on to the group? It'll be good once you get to the
Well,
gravel. You can
yeah,
try it. I mean,
I'm thinking,
try it. What's the
yeah,
worst
what's
that can
the
happen?
worst?
Maybe I'll try it too.
The best option is now Grail is still okay, isn't it?
I'm going to go gravel if we go.
Yeah, but you got to change the wheels as well, right?
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah,
go it
yeah.
because who cares if we do crap? Good stream, isn't it?
Yes.
You'll still beat me.
As long as I've got time to change.
Yeah, I'm bloody struggling under pressure. I need a wee as
Bikes.
well.
Bike swap in the tiny race. Can you imagine?
Definitely not swapping during the race. Where are you, Canyon?
Wheels.
Grail? Wheels?
1 minute.
Yeah, that's good. Done.
Done as well.
Oh dear.
And now we're getting dropped to fuck.
Yes, yeah. The hope is that people are tired and it won't be as quick for the first whatever K. But
And then we'll get to the gravel and they'll go past us on their trons.
yeah, more than likely. Remember that DeRusse won the gravel climb on the bloody Tron with everyone else on gravel.
Here we come
Push
to
to
time.
time.
Yeah, but Katie's saying this is bold, but this is why these races are good. You do badly, it doesn't matter. Good to do something different.
Three, two, one, go.
Probably went too hard at the start. That's a bit of momentum just getting to the front.
Looks like some people went left.
What was that?
Looks like some people went left on my screen.
Might be a glitch. It's good from my screen. So far, so good. Hard, but by threshold so far.
But in theory, we give it beans as we get onto the gravel on the flat.
Yeah, I'm going to save my aero for after the climb.
Yeah, me too.
Someone's
Unless
making
it's
a
dire
sprint.
situation. Yeah, you saw that. Bastards.
Come on, get left. Get left.
I think as soon as I hit the gravel, I'll start to accelerate from like mid-pack, get the full benefit of the gravel.
Yep. Still want to get a bit of a draft a lot of the way up it, but then make sure you get a good advantage that you can.
Yeah. If I get this next shot, that's nice. speed lock, isn't it? Jesus.
Oh, that's very interesting.
You don't gas a second we touch the road.
Down the front too early. Gotta ease off here. Actually, gotta ease off a little. I'll launch my arrow when yours is finished. Oh man. No, it didn't work.
This game leads to lead up to 1 minute man.
Well, it's good to try though.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that hurt though. We're just not strong enough to get away from the group. They just draft us.
Yeah, there's so much, isn't there? Group benefit there.
Oh,
Sounds like James just finished.
oh, oh. That's,
Dave is not happy. We're ruining the reputation. It was hard because it's easy up to climb, but they'll still sit on the wheel.
so you do the same race as me? Easy up the climb.
Well, it was relatively easy in terms of I got to go to the front with all the big swingers. Usually, I'm going backwards.
Yeah. The gravel gives you a good advantage.
I tried to follow through past you, but you're still going bloody hard. So by the time I did get past you, everyone just flew past.
Yeah. I knew I'm going to hang on to that power to the line. This gave like 10 more seconds. And then 0, just freewheel almost.
Alright, what's the next one?
Remember to change bikes. Next one is the lap of the beach thing, maybe.
Yeah, 2 bridges loop with an amble. 2 ambles.
Half up the comp thing, isn't it?
Yep.
But it's only got half of it, right?
No, we do the full lap, so we go up the what do they call it? The S's or whatever it is. Then we go
Yeah,
up.
and then half
Yeah,
the
so-
reverse comp.
Yeah, so we go up the steep bit and then we turn left, back down to the start finish. Should we do it again? Oops, too early. Definitely aero this time.
Yeah.
Hey John, we've got 3 Johns in the chat now. We tried to go gravel as a do or die. It's worthwhile though. That's what these races are about. Because on to the next one already. This is going to be the worst.
Legs.
What was
Sorry.
that? I was going to say this is going to be the worst race of the lot so far because it's going to be 3 really hard punches.
Yeah, that minute 45 must have. It'll be probably who can save the anvil so that it still works and that last little bit sprint on, rather than some will probably drop it on the cut through road to get the turbo effect.
Let Josh finish.
But you only get it because it's smart when it goes to like -3 or something, don't you? So there's no point dropping it really early.
Yeah, and also it starts counting down. As soon as you drop it, it starts counting down, so it's no use dropping it as soon as you get it. You just waste it. But we'll get it for that reverse JW sprint, so you can use that whenever you want, as soon as you're going down the hill, because it's not 30-second or 20-second or whatever it's descent.
Oh, so it's 2 power ups.
Yep, we get it from the start, finish, and then after the sprint banner.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right,
sweet.
yeah.
I didn't take a picture of McGrath, I don't think. Deal with the pictures later.
One minute.
Tobias is in the chat. So Tobias is racing. Where'd you finish, Tobias? Gotta check the results. Is it Tobias or Tobias? Can't believe you softed up, out picked up and not doing the DBS.
I just think if it had flats in it where I couldn't cover maybe, but like endlessly up and down, isn't it? 200,000.
John, basically I do my easy ride structured, or structured in a sense, make sure I don't run like an idiot, and then Yeah. I usually do 2 races a week. I love these races because they really make me go deep. But
Left that time as well.
the stress isn't actually that great. I can certainly get a lot more stress doing a workout.
Someone's already popped the anvil.
Right, let's go up in the section.
It's a shame that I don't get hit
Why
with
is
it.
Why is it so hard?
I think it was the old version still.
Sometimes I wonder if there are people who've got phones and they sweat all over their phone.
Yeah, released it straight away.
What you'll find, John, is that when you're racing ACAT, if you get to a certain level, you can race the shit kicker ACAT races in blue almost all the race with a few little attacks. That's why Piglet and Kyle can do them for training, because it's not flat out racing most of the time, although Kyle tends to do 30 second on, 30 second off.
So accelerating people do the paces.
But the big key is that it keeps Kyle riding. The perfect structured training plan means nothing if you don't do it. And if you're riding just for the fun of it, why not do that for your training? Because the reality is, what are we training for? Really, none of us get paid. It's just personal satisfaction. I was talking to Katie about Zwift Academy, and I agree with her in terms of why would you do it? It's a pretty crap job being a cyclist. Why would you give up a better job, better paying job, a more secure job, if you can ride for fun, when you want mostly? Oh, here's up a bit. You're on the D training plan, David. Zoom zoom. I forgot to check if my Elite changed its value to more than 2 seconds. I should do that next time. Get away, because I can't see what's going on. Everyone got PRs with the angle.
Race for the heavyweights, nah, there's a climb in it.
I think he means appendage size. Yeah, exactly, Scott. I ain't got anywhere near Zwift Academy. I've already got a training program, well, training app that I use to follow my metrics. It's more designed for people who trying something different for training, I suppose. New people.
Any ideas why?
Why what?
Slow the Anthem's going.
Because they can.
There's a slight downhill.
But they must know
Definitely.
there's a huge downhill to come.
Definitely going to miss it on the next one, aren't they?
Exactly.
It lasts so long as well. They took us all the way to the banner.
I'm going to risk it here. I'm not going to try and be right at the front. I might stick like 20 or 30th. I hope the amble works.
It's true. Timing it that side will be key, won't it? Not popping up front to work. This is another decent place, isn't it? If he's got legs still.
God damn it. Ah, good work.
Thought I released it too late. And ended up way too early. Dick.
James is dying.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Thank God.
700 up the hill and I was going backwards. Fast.
I just don't have anything beyond 600. I think that's the main problem.
Yeah.
What was I looking at? 1
Got
minute.
to like 92, 93 on the descent though. I think that's what sort of brought me back to like mid
As long as
sleep.
you get a draft as well, it kicks you all the way through.
Yeah, I came all the way through. I had to actually ease up. Then you came past me, Piglet,
Yeah.
until another rider did. I got your draft. But
Yeah, I saw you ahead and I thought, oh, maybe I've timed it right. No, it's way too early still.
yeah, I had to go because if I didn't go then, everyone else was sort of behind. I was hoping someone else would come past when you did. But I still got 17th, which is always better than if I just sprint at the same time as everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott.
Generics mid-30s, I think. It's a rule.
No, it doesn't work on my trainer, Scott. I tried it. I keep thinking to change it to 1 second averaging in the Elite app.
This is Titans Grove forward or reverse?
Reverse.
Reverse. So again, opposite.
So there's an update on my trainer app. I suspect it might have changed it to 3, Scott. Usually it's not that bad. I keep forgetting to look. Excuse me. Anvil. Look how chunky I am. Like Gunner. I prefer to do this, Scott.
You get fatter. But my legs are like super big now.
Yeah, I'm looking like Gunner.
My avatar can't get any bigger.
It's hilarious when you make yourself really short. Doesn't matter what weight you do, you look super stocky and chunky. When I do these races, Scott, and I try and sit in the group and sprint, I just haven't got the power to go with the top 20 sprinters. So the only choice is to go early and go hard, and then hope that it works. It's worked a couple of times. Always looks good for the stream though, doesn't it?
This is the climb that they describe as a long sprint, isn't it?
Yep.
Is that our?
Yeah. It's a long sprint for the big swingers, or
No worries, John.
short VO2 for us guys.
This is the first time I've done this climb for a long time without trying to get FTS.
Yeah, so let's say that. It might be a bit less silly, or it might just be silly from much earlier. There's no having to sit at the back BS.
Exactly, it's actually worthwhile trying to make a break.
Yeah. I may try some soft attacks early on, because I really haven't got any top end this one. So
I'm going to try some hard stay-ins.
I stayed.
It is going to be silly up this first bit, and then even sillier up the climb.
Yes.
We've got Josh,
Silly.
got Kirschmar, and what's his name? The brother.
Link. Oh, KM.
There's lots of really strong riders here.
Yeah. I think Leeson might have gone to do DBR. I've seen his name, but I've not really looked for it to this one.
I still think I'll sit at the back, sort of FTS style, just to get the momentum to try and stay in at the front, not the front, but just roll to the front-ish.
Yeah.
See how it goes. It'll be different than normal.
On. We'll go.
Plus, we've got this bloody climb up the bridge. I hate this climb.
This is much more chilled.
Is it?
Low 200s instead of low 300s.
True. Relatively feels just as hard.
Sticky legs.
Don't say you're getting cold sickness.
Not warm, but I'm not cold.
Oh no.
All be over soon, thank God.
9 minutes.
At this point I always think, imagine if I was doing a 1 hour race. Almost there.
Yeah. I just saw Leeson as well, so he's in. He's 4 or 5 proper big swings.
Lucky for me. Simon. I'll be asleep.
Test, but
This will probably be a PR for me up this climb. So you going, Piglet? You nutter.
it just still happens.
You know what'll happen? I'll get fucked if I try and chase you.
I'm fucked both ways.
Good luck, sir. Piglet's gone. Ginger. You got one chasing you, two a little bit further back, just off the grip.
We're doing 43.
We're just holding that two off, just the front of the group, but they're not going anywhere. Now they're merging into three. They might start making time on you now.
Honestly, he'll come over for once.
Might be worth sitting up. They've got a bit of a gap now. You can probably jump into their group now.
Yeah, cool.
Can't get to the front. work, Piglet. Okay, to the front. Handicap this.
Yeah, need 20.
Yeah, true.
I'm done. That's my legs today. Very strong.
Just try and sit in the group. We might be able to get a little bit of a easy start of the climb and grab wheels as we come towards you.
Yeah, we'll do.
Piglet there. Alright, get ready to grab the wheels.
Yes, incoming.
Almost done.
We're here already.
Alright, only a minute 30 to go.
Way too long. Chaps. Can't wait for me to score. Fine.
That's a tough one.
That's good, that one, James. Thanks, what do you think?
Where'd I go for the climb? Interesting, I didn't get a PB on the climb. All those efforts beforehand.
Yeah, I've got a horrible empty feeling today. Hard with no reward type feeling. He stayed away, so at least it didn't look so bad.
Yeah, right move. Just not the right legs.
Yeah. Weak as fuck.
At least you did it. I was like, nope.
Yeah. Knew that I'd be pathetic on the finish anyway, so lack of choice in a way. It's good that at least it's one that come across, but also bad. Just doing 7 to 8 almost the whole time, which is hard to sit on.
I think one of the reasons why I didn't get a PB is because of the way you start the beginning. Like I think
Yes, yeah.
it showed me I ramped
It
it
was
up and
chill.
ramped it up. So
Yeah.
that's what I say
It's
about
quite
those efforts can
steady
be.
to start.
Yeah, those efforts can be deceiving. You see someone do 112 and you think, fucking hell, that must have been hard. But if the group absolutely smashes it at the bottom, it's much faster time regardless of the effort. Whereas if
Taking
it,
momentum into it.
yeah, whereas
I
if
got.
if it starts ramping up, sprinting fuckers for the last 300 metres, it's even harder.
Because I got to the front and I wasn't really pushing, and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that. I was giving myself momentum and I was like, what am I doing up here? That all eased off.
Yeah, John, how's that leg feel? That's the thing, you don't want to hit the front early, but if you hit the front early, it drives the group. So,
Yeah.
I think I timed it pretty well. Like I don't know what my FTS was, but I don't think I could have done any better because I was in the wheels the whole time.
Yeah. And all you need is, like say, just a much faster group. So like a faster wheel.
Yeah, if you got people hitting it really hard into the bottom of the climb, that's an extra 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And you can just roll through a little bit more, whereas, as James said, he just rolled to the front and basically slowed up.
Yeah.
Alright, let's have a look at the results. Didn't get a chance because I was dead.
Oh.
Where's Josh?
Alright.
There's Josh. Josh did well again.
Yeah.
He's going to have big points that last race for Aero Masters.
Oh. Yep. Yeah, towards the end of the race, he's gonna come even stronger than he will be at the start.
Oh, you were right. I did beat Tracy in the last race. His legs did fall off.
Was he much behind you?
I was 25th. He was 32nd. 2 seconds back.
Yeah, decent amount.
I got you, Tobias. There you go. Kev Little. Probably, hopefully I don't mess anyone here and they get upset. Let's start another Discord with David. Oh, there you are, John. A lot of people in this last race.
Yeah, 100 again, is it?
Shows 93, but usually I only see when I finish. I don't get to see everyone else. Is it here? Yeah, these races are never easy, are they? That's my critical power. Pretty much where it should be. It's hard to get your PBs every ride, isn't it? If you are, there's something wrong. Or you've deleted the critical power graph. So what's on the agenda for you guys later? Another race this afternoon. Look at my heart rate monitor. Don't know why I did that.
Not sure, I think I might just do an hour of easy now. Play.
Might have to change the battery.
Yeah, I did.
An hour of easy, what's that, 4.5 watts per kilo?
I just looked at the graph. By that felt maximum like 410 for a minute, which is absolutely pathetic. Be like 6 or 7 minutes.
I'm disappointed because I'm sticking you back as a social member in the club.
I should, honestly. If I was a dog, you'd put me down today.
Yeah, it's not worth the feed, is it?
Certainly not worth the washing.
I'll blame you for that gravel bike tactic too.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was definitely my voice that suggested it.
It was actually my most fun race because I was like, holy crap, oh thank God we got to the gravel. Holy crap.
It wasn't too bad before the gravel. When I got terrible legs, I still seemed to be alright at 280, 350.
Yeah, it was
But
below.
it's anything.
It was below threshold. Like it literally,
Yeah.
I wasn't digging in, but it was more the factor on gravel bikes. I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. Can't wait till I get to gravel.
Just a comfort blanket.
Yeah, it's like riding with a trainer that underreads compared to your pedals.
Yeah.
And then on the climb, I was like, oh, I'm going really well here, but it's not enough. I really need to see much more daylight, but too late now.
Yeah, at least almost the perfect one to follow, but I was doing 7, 8, 9 was a kilo for a brief moment to his 14, 16. He was on a different bike and it was like, still pulling away.
Yeah, when I got to you and you had the aero, your aero seemed to like last forever because it felt like it was taking forever to get to the line. So I pressed my aero thinking yours is about to finish. And then yours is still going and going and going. And we hadn't even hit the, then we hadn't even hit the sprint segment yet. And I was like, oh, this is forever.
Yeah.
15 seconds feels like 30.
It's all a good idea until you have to go through it.
Katie's laughing because her 410's her minute power. But then her sprint's double your power.
Yeah, and her weight's half of mine as well. As you know, that
Cheers,
matters.
Yeah, she's more aero. How'd you go, Toby? I didn't see the other results. I didn't realise that you were in the race on the last one. That last climb. It was as hard as the others, wasn't it?
What's your gig this evening, Ben? Are you just dinner, chilling, bed?
Yeah, I gotta check on Whitney. She's doing some tutoring at the moment. I'm not sure if she's got another class tonight. So I'll probably just be making some dinner, watching Katie get smashed in the Grand Prix races.
Yeah. Do you think I'll probably watch the next one through fan view so you can actually see the race rather than like you don't see anyone bar top 10 and then zoom into someone who looks like they're dying by doing weird stuff.
Yeah, well, that's what I usually do when if I'm watching actually live. I'll watch on Zwift and also watch the stream at the same time.
Yeah.
How'd you go in the
It's definitely a good concept.
what'd you finish
So
after
they
the
can know what's going
Grosvenor
on.
Street climb? The Grovel Street climb.
Good.
Always groveling up it.
What course to do?
I'm on the Volcano circuit. It was the flattest option I could find.
I do Mercury, and then I try and go through all the sprint banners to get all the XP I can on the bike, on the TT bike.
Oh, you're
Would do
scabby.
Mercury. But I get the disco fucking dancing lights, so I literally can't see anything apart from disco. And then lose group. RIP. These Topios. It's not glitchy.
Yeah, Tobias, I've actually had a couple of days off because I've been doing training for my new work.
Please, I didn't do DBR. Would literally only be coming, not even to the first sprint segment now. Be another hour 50 to go.
I'm looking forward to the finish of the
Continuous up and down.
I just got reminded by talking about the last race of ZRL. We've got the FRRRR series going. Carl's really keen, so I've got to sign you guys up.
When is it?
I think it starts next week.
It's for Saturday's the first stage, I think. I think there's 3, from memory, 3 time zones, 9, maybe late afternoon and then evening.
And I think they're back-to-back days, aren't they? A couple of them.
Yeah, I think it's screenshot somewhere. Do the report somewhere.
Because Kyle did put the screenshot in, but I can't find it. It's too far back behind all our crap.
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
and it's like, you've got 25 new messages, so I press it, and I was like, you've got 75 new messages. It goes again, you've got 150
Yeah.
new messages, and that's one channel.
Yeah. You literally have no idea. And you ask someone, can you just give me a rough idea? It's just bullshit. Don't bother.
Yeah,
It's like
Tobias.
bollocks.
My burrito team rides
I think it is.
EMEA
That'd be Sunday.
Northwest, but I ride for Aero
I think now because it's
Pacific.
4 time zones actually. I'm getting dropped while I'm multitasking.
Bloody Kyle's a nutcase, he's always. There's a new series on, there's a new race on.
Just pinging the website up.
Even during the race. I'm dead.
So I'm
Need a
keen if I
rest.
can make it. So
And then 10 seconds later, alright guys, I'm on. I was watching the TTT. Carl was making me laugh so much. Every single time, oh, I'm dead, I need a rest. And then 30 seconds later, he's at the front smashing it.
Just a steady 600.
Every single time.
600 is the new 500. So your stages are 22nd Bologna ITT,
I don't even know
23rd
what CET
Lorient,
is.
standard race by looks of it. Then
Yeah,
yeah,
so
24th,
it's
25th,
my
26th.
4:30, I think.
27th is nothing,
Might be my
28th to
5:30.
9:30. So you've got 5 in a row and then 3 in a row.
I have been doing a few
2
of them
ITTs.
with my new training at my course.
Petit Boucle, how we
All
pronounce
new
it.
systems that I've got no
Goose.
idea about.
Bessie Platz. And then penultimate day's Alp. And
What are you gonna do with this cat up,
6
David?
laps of Paris. The last. So that'll be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And there's 4 time zones, 9 a.m. with the UK, presumably, 9 a.m., 6:30 at night, 11:30, so 8 time, and then 2 a.m. bedtime. Really say much about scoring system on it.
probably pretty complicated.
You must
Yeah, 3 teams per club, unlimited team riders,
Oh, wait.
7 rider classification, FRHC, preferred rules, same point structure for all riders, top 10 riders results to count for each team, each stage.
How happy is David not being able to do Bologna? He said that you're doing it on his trainer. How much did he pay you to
Well,
do
he
that?
He could do it in the evening, couldn't he?
I bet he won't.
Or he could do, so I could bring my trainer, he could use my trainer, I used his, and he used his pedals, I used mine.
I think
Mine's
David just left the chat when he heard that.
He's shaking his head. uttering C bombs. But he could do the tiny races while I did the Bologna. Same time, isn't it? Perfect.
Yeah, he said he's in. He's doing it.
You see him?
No backsies, David. David, you can fan view with your phone while you ride. David's going to do a live fan viewing. Stand next to you.
It is the big day for his trainer, isn't it?
You can press your power up buttons. Be all professional like.
Yes, that's true. He doesn't press the wrong button like on the old PlayStation controller.
Should get Phil Lovett there with you and stream it. David on one ear, Phil on the other.
I command you to push harder.
That's a classic. I don't know if anyone is watching the
Yeah.
stream, but if I should find that link. I'm gonna go and find that link and put it in my stream.
Yeah, I do, because I don't remember that. I've just heard rumors.
It should be in my
Command you.
YouTube clip thing. God, it was funny. Hope Phil's watching.
It's probably something that's never ever been said in a cycle race before is I command you. He was probably asleep. He's in Palm Springs. There it would be 5 in the morning, 6 maybe.
Wonder if I use my other channel, my other knobhead channel. All right, I'll put it in the chat. Probably not the best thing to do is make everyone go and watch another video instead of mine. Ruben will have a lot of people looking at it.
We get little boosts sometimes on Tuesdays in the afternoon on your morning. I normally share it
Yeah,
with
so
bad guys.
if I do the ZRL, I get about 80 views after I've ridden it, and then it'll increase as I think, yeah, as you say, people are looking at before their ZRL. So I usually get doubles or triples by the end of the week, even though I don't know if people are watching it after ZRL, but definitely it doubles before the last ZRL rides.
Yeah, sounds about right. There definitely should be a few from our group.
There's also aero
To be
riders
honest.
that, ride early in the morning too, so I think they'd check it out.
Yes, yeah. I do suggest tactics. Like do what this guy does. Post it. But probably no one actually watches it.
I think, yeah, people might watch it for 2 seconds and then turn it off, but I get a view.
Yeah, exactly.
I take all credit for what Josh does
Okay.
now, because Josh is a really strong rider, but he's learning the game. So now he
Yeah, he
basically
is,
does
yeah.
what I does, but with really good legs. So
Yeah.
he gets the points if you do the right tactics.
Yeah, it was really helpful having
Depending on
Piglet
what does-
yesterday.
Yeah, it's amazing
in a bad way.
how even if you're not doing quite the right tactics, but if you've got someone who's doing similar tactics, it makes such a difference in Zwift. I'm talking to Tristan in my aero team, and that's what I like about Zwift. I can go and race RGT or even ride other apps. But the good thing about Zwift is you have a good community, and most of the fun's actually just riding with people you know. And like that gravel ride that we did, that was my favourite one, even though we stuffed it up. If you did it by yourself, you wouldn't have anywhere near as much fun.
Yeah, just had that to dry solo. Still can't get on board with the RGT. It looks like it does. Just, it just looks so bad.
It was that course as well you shared. It was just a triangle with loads of squiggly lines in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And like I was watching it, but I was like, I don't know where they're going, and it's just the way the physics work around corners. I know they do auto braking and stuff, but just it ruins. It messes with my head because momentum does not look like momentum.
Everything just looks bad about it.
Yeah, Zwift does a lot of weird things, but the thing that Zwift does right is it does the momentum through the groups and everything. It looks like it should. Not perfect, but your brain accepts it and understands it, whereas RGT it doesn't.
Yeah. If I can say to people trying to explain quickly all the tricks in one, and if their mind can break it down, it's very, very similar to the real world, but you can ride through people and they can ride through you. So if you could do that in the real world, what would you do?
Tristan does some
build speed up, then attack.
Right, upload your stream, John.
Sit in front, attack, blah blah blah.
Still not convincing me though.
But all the mechanics are very similar.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's how I view it. It's just you can ride through someone. So instead of having to put the brakes on or whatever, instead of things stretching out, they come together.
Which is the only negative of it. Any 3-4% descent. It's just a cluster F if it's a big group.
But then you
name the game to make the group small.
Exactly. Like you just got to realise that you can still race tactics.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of tactics you can use. You just got to realise doing the same thing outdoors does not work.
Yes. Yeah.
And you got riders like me and Katie. You don't race outdoors, so for us it doesn't make a difference. It's like it doesn't matter if it's like outdoors or not.
Yeah, me too. I just bring in my all right on the road, like an ITT, holding momentum. It's the same thing on here, isn't it? You just got to bring your senses to look at a speed and
Cheers, John.
And a gradient.
Your legs heels up.
Your senses, feeling speed, or seeing gradient. The rest is all the same, really. Without the misery of outdoors. Crashes, people, cover. Cheers. Rain, wind.
Because the outdoors is fine, Katie. It's a bit where you hit the ground.
And so forth.
Or you got traffic lights, or cars, or knobheads throwing things as you're riding along. What I like about indoors is you can dig so deep and not have to worry about falling off the bike.
Yeah, that's true.
You get to the stage where you close your eyes and just pray.
Yeah, I have to, on those tiny races, I'm often closing my eyes because I look up and I'm like, God, that's a long way away. I'm not looking. I'm just going to close my eyes and pedal and just hope that the line comes. Because if I look at the line, I'll just give in.
In my eyes.
I always think I'm going to open my eyes after the line, open my eyes and the line's still there.
Yeah, it's still half a K to go.
I forgot which race it was, but that happened. Like I was like, okay, I'm going hard now. Oh, I must be near the line now. I looked up, 250 metres to go. Jesus Christ.
It's probably that gravel race, the long sprint.
To be fair, it's probably half the races.
It's a long sprint as it is, and then when you get to that sort of mountain at the top of the climb, turns into like a good minute.
Yeah.
I was talking to Piglet and David. The good thing about these races is you learn how hard you can really go. Because it's so easy to get into a trap of just like, I can't win anymore, I'm just going to stop. Or this is as hard as I can go. There's no point anymore. Whereas with these races, not all of them, but there are some where I'm like, I've just got to go harder for another 3 or 4 seconds. Just push. And then you realise, actually, I could have gone a little bit harder for a little bit longer. And then you realise that's how deep you can really go. And
There's also you get 4 sprints, you get 4 races.
Yeah, like you get 4 chances, so it doesn't really matter if you mess it up. I hate doing an hour race and then you just mess one thing up, and that just ruins the race.
Yeah.
You don't want to try different tactics than if you've invested an hour of your time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good bang for buck, isn't it?
Plus also, we're racing against guys that are absolute beasts. Like, they're probably often doing other races now. This is a warm-up for them. Like it used to be Piglet. The old Piglet.
Yeah. Yeah, last week or two it's not been off my game, I'll say.
Right, but you're still technically coming back from illness, aren't you? If you took a week off, it's going to take you 3 weeks to get back.
Yeah, absolutely. Game craft is still there, but there's not much gas supplied to them.
Whatever, you guys. He did 5.1 the other day.
Yeah, that was still. I was right on the edge. Definitely second.
You made us.
Going into the time.
You and James and Carl. Not so much David. You not. Maybe he's not watching anymore. Dragged you guys to first place.
It was just the amount.
World
the right
record
amount of workload
holders.
for
World
me.
record holders. Don't forget. I've even pinned that message so you don't forget.
Shit kickers. What's the criteria for that? Just no more than 2 A pluses, isn't it?
I think it's
Or
3.
3.
I think you can have 3 A pluses. It's 4 for deep, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But that's the thing though, if you're doing lots of individual time trials, so I'm almost an A. I just don't do individual time trials. If I did, I'd be an A plus. David used to be an A plus. Nick could probably be an A plus. So there are other teams that got massive A plus riders, but they just sit in the TTTs all the time. And a TTT is a 20-minute power test.
Yeah. Very true.
I actually think some of the teams that beat us have gone up into Dathio because of ZRL. But with your power, James, you can really see how much speed. Yeah, I forgot about the treasure map. David reminded me. But you've got so much speed on the flats, James. You basically power away from the group almost.
And you use
I
it
do
well
find
as
it.
well. With momentum, you come through just right. Not too fast, not too slow. Speed up, then you can hold it. That's the key. You've got the numbers to hold the speed.
Because I try as soon as it's like, I try and hold second wheel, and then as soon as it's like 5 seconds to your turn, I just go straight to the full number, and that seems to be about right.
Yeah, that's the key. Like I usually, when it's 10 seconds to go, I think, okay, where am I in the group? I've got to position myself. And then with 5 seconds to go, I want to be passing the shoulder of the rider in front so that they're not really, they can ease up. I'm not shooting past them, but I'm just going to take their spot.
Yeah, just that 1k an hour, isn't it?
But I think, I don't know, I think we don't really have an order, or we don't have a tactic of what's happening in the group with people resting behind. Because I think you'd find like Kyle and Gunnar tend to stay towards the front, and then you've got other people try and get towards the back, and then splits happen, and the person at the front goes away.
I messaged David and Piglet. It's like, oh, there was no splits there. Lucky I wasn't riding. I'd be like, gap, close the effing gap. It's what happens is
Everyone should be responsible.
Yeah, like you've got to. If there's going to be a gap and you can't close it, you've got to call it straight away. You can't just sit there and just watch the gap right away. If you can't close it, let someone know. But one of the things too is that Kyle and Gunnar are very good at sitting at the front, but that means that people just assume that Kyle and Gunnar are going to hold those wheels.
Yeah.
So there was a big gap because you did your turn, James, so you went to the back, but then Kyle and Piglet were at the front. So people just watched Kyle and Piglet right away, and there was 2 teams on the course. So we lost probably about...
That was mostly my fault. I couldn't hear, I don't know whether it was just my end, but I couldn't really hear what Nick was saying most of the time. And he said something, but it didn't sound panicked. And I looked down and just saw I was on my wheel, so I thought, well, I need to speed up a bit. Kept my turn, and then only on the bridge I looked, saw a 2 or 3 second gap. I thought,
David just said he could tell he was on the front by how far off the back he was. I think he's referring to you, Piglet.
Because we've definitely got the speed to be like really good at the TTs. I think we just need to keep riders fresh by not having gaps open and having to slow down at the front because of gaps. I think that's the next stage to really push it forwards.
Yeah, I think there's probably 15 seconds or so easily on that first lap that we could gain. The second and third lap were a lot better, I think, but it might just be because people got tired, so the speeds were slightly lower.
Because it is, the data that I've had a look at, it is about 4 or 5 seconds when you ask the front to ease up and get back together. You lose about 4 or 5 seconds. So if that happens 2 times in a race, 3 times in a race, 15 seconds, and that's like the difference from like first to fifth.
Yeah, and then also you've got 2 riders doing pulls. You've got the rider in one team and the rider in the other team. That's what I get cranky about. Yeah. It's like there's 2 teams right now. We're not racing. We're not 2 of us. There's supposed to be 1 team.
Biggest difference I found doing a few of the TTs with the big guys, it's no harder in the wind, despite they're going faster. But everyone, nothing really gets spoken. It's probably 2 words per minute spoken, maybe 4 or 5, because everyone knows, you don't leave a gap. It's almost like it's an unwritten, unspoken thing. You don't, the gap won't happen, so why even think about it? And everyone does just sit in that pretty good pace line, and they know that it's more important to bust your balls to get on that line, and then just die off 5 minutes later rather than sitting watching.
And when you close that gap, or when you stop that gap from closing, you're saving energy anyway, because if it opens up, then you've got to absolutely kill yourself to get it back together again.
Yeah. I just think the big guys, the big swingers, have got the better gameplay, and I noticed one thing we did most of the time when I came on, it was normally going into the long stretch at the back, the drag. You can see I got -2 little kick, and the group all bunched up on me, whereas the big swingers would know that's coming, they'd all ease off, so it didn't bunch, and then I kept my power on, and then it starts stretch. So just the intuitive nature of I just wanted it to happen, those guys.
Yeah, that's what I try, and like when I'm riding, if there's a little downhill coming, I know that it's going to bunch up, so I try and ease off the pedals and just let the draft work. Because what happens is you get a couple of rides that accelerate to the front and just all bunches up, which is kind of good depending on the course, but that can mean the guy at the back loses the draft.
Yeah, exactly. If one person's not doing it, it makes it much, much worse. That's when peak got dropped really. At the worst point, high speed, 1 second turned to 2, 3, 4, because we'd all got the acceleration through that hill.
I think that's where Kyle and I do quite well on the TTs, because we'll kick. Like we know we can do ginger numbers if we need to, and then we'll close those gaps. and then we'll sit in again. Whereas if you try and do 5-6 watts per kilo to close the gap can just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, a good thing I found was doing like the city crit, sit off the back 2 seconds, just do ginger and just see how easy it is to get back in. You have to do ginger, but the acceleration gets you in so quick. I must say, I do find the TT bikes, probably more than you guys, hard to accelerate. So it's sort of 3-4 ginger seconds, and then it starts to respond. Maybe some lighter, there's more power than you guys.
I don't know, I find the TT bikes weapons. Like, it feels like you just rock it when you need to.
Yeah. Once the speed's there, but it's almost hard to not come out the front kind of thing. You can do 100 watts. Carl's doing his 600. I'm still not losing his speed.
Yeah, like I find a lot of the times when I get on the front, I have to actually modulate my power because the group's just not keeping up.
Yeah.
Because I've just got so much speed. And then I can kick again, but then I accelerate and get to like 53 k's an hour. Like James will know that. Like you're doing 53 k's an hour, like you're killing it. But the thing is, you're doing 53, which is absolutely flying.
Mm.
If we're doing less than 50, I think we're not. Like we need to do harder pulls. If you can't do hard enough pulls, then it's because you're not drafting in the group properly. Because you should be able to do 50 k's an hour on the front.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I found that really works. You described it in a couple of live streams ago, where if you're side by side, you don't get the draft. If you ease up, go all the way to the back, you then slot into the draft and you can move forward again.
Yeah, exactly.
I find that works quite well. If you're not sitting at your threshold trying to like hope that Zwift pushes you into the draft.
Yeah.
You get your 5-10 seconds recovery at zone 1, and then you're in the draft, accelerate and move forwards again.
Exactly. That's what I did that a long time ago on Zwift. I wanted to move forward. You move back and then you move forward. You don't try and move forward because you got to do ginger numbers just to get some speed going compared to the group.
I think that's what happened to Nick. I think a couple of times I moved forwards or he's moved back, and then Zwift always pushed him out the draft, and then he tried to stick there. And you look at his live stream and he's just doing threshold or like his numbers for the pool.
Yeah, maybe I've got to get Nick to download the source. Because I noticed Nick and Peter do that. They'll sit side by side in the group in second wheel with another rider and then wonder why they can't get to the front, but they're actually basically on the front.
Yeah, very true.
Especially with the narrower draft as well for the TT.
Yeah, I wish Zwift did a live stream with the new TT draft to see what it looks like compared to the road bikes. I reckon it's so much narrower.
Makes sense with that.
Was it a DCN live stream or whatever where they had like the red on the ground and it displayed where the draft was?
Yeah, they've done
red
it
and
on
orange.
some community streams a few times. They just haven't done it since the TT bikes have been used. I'd like to go back and see the difference because, my theory is on the road bikes you can get away with it a bit more, but on the TT bikes, because they're just basically arrows, so narrow and aerodynamic that there's not as much, what do you call it? Basically the tip vortices, to be technical, James, you probably know, much closer to the rider. They're not being pushed out. You haven't got that bow wave, as big a bow wave at the front of the bikes.
It's probably because you're going faster. Because I think if you're talking about bow waves, the angle is always the same. So when you go faster, it obviously needs more distance out. But I think it could be that you're just going faster, so you're sort of missing out on that angle.
Well, now that I think about it, though, Zwift Insider actually checked for bow waves, and there wasn't. If they had a rider in with riders behind them, they didn't go any faster. So it's simply the disturbance of air behind the rider. And being a narrower bike, I'm sure that Zwift make it narrower. I did a test with the lighter riders, and the lighter riders actually get more aero advantage from the TT bikes.
Yeah, I got the same. But they'd go faster for the same power. as in what they would do on a TT. I mean, a road bike.
Yeah, it's pretty similar, but they're just a slight more advantage to the lighter riders on the TT bike compared to road bikes. I am live streaming.
Classic Zwift, isn't it? Favouring the lighter riders yet again.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we've got to do more gravel races. Gravel definitely evens the playing field to the watts.
Yeah.
Don't know if you were in the group, James, but I did a test up Mercury Islands climb, the Temple Con, and if you're 40 kilos heavier, you could do like 1 watt per kilo less and still be using the Tron and be faster than a guy on a gravel bike doing the same same watts.
Really? That's pretty big. Because I've worked out the difference between like me and Piglet is about half a watt per kilo to do the same speed on the flat. So raw wattage, that's massive difference.
Yeah.
So if you're saying a watt per kilo
TT
difference,
bike.
that's mad.
Yeah.
Road bike, I think it was.
Road bike, yeah.
Yeah, so if you do more gravel rides, if they had more gravel races on Zwift, they'd definitely be the bigger watts guys, regardless of.
Yeah.
You just get slightly more advantage from just doing watts.
That means I've got to go through the jungle.
Yeah. There is new courses coming on Mercury Island, eh?
That'd be interesting.
Problem is everyone hates doing gravel, but if they make it a little bit more interesting, not just gravel climbs.
Yeah, it's true.
Not dirty cans obviously, but something, just gravel on the flat for 3 or 4 kilometres, 5 kilometres. I can't remember, did they slow down the new KDEX bike, James? Do you remember? Zwift Insider checked that?
I haven't heard. This is the first time I've heard about it.
I don't know if I dreamed it or not, because they always slow down the new bikes.
I haven't even tested it because I've only just unlocked it. But you said it was faster pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah, I didn't even test the climbs, but Zwift Insider said it's even faster. Like, it's faster on the climb as well. So it was worth a few seconds over 30 minutes. So definitely worth it in terms of TTT bikes, or TTTs, unless you've got no money.
But I mean, if you've got no money when you're level 42, I don't know what you've been doing with it.
Buying everything. I see that you're a poor bugger. You only got like $1 million or something dollars.
Yeah, that's because I spent it all on the disc wheel and the KDEX bike. I spent like 4 million in one day.
I think it must be the most expensive bike now. I know the safety bike was some ridiculous amount, but I don't think it was that much.
I think the DT wheels were like 1.5. Then I think the KDEX bike was just over $1 million.
I should be riding in a group, shouldn't I? Get better XP. I'm going over the line and changed it. Probably should finish the stream. I'll ask Whitney what she's up to. All right, what are you guys riding? I might do a group ride for a little bit.
It's with Coco on the, I think it's Volcano Flat.
Join Coco. Haven't ridden with Coco for ages.
That's the only one I ever.
Actually, I should do 200.
I tried to do some zone 2, but the legs didn't work, so I'll probably go back on this afternoon.
Do another 100 k's.
Yeah, 2 hours now.
How many hours a week are you riding now?
20.
Christ.
No wonder you're smashing this now. You're automatic entry to the next race, I think. Anyone that does 20 hours a week has to race CRL.
Yeah, full-time athlete. Someone like you's got to balance Scott's 3 hours.
And you're not even a YouTuber.
Oh, you know, I am now.
Yeah, you got to. How many subscribers do you have there?
Alright.
If you haven't got Mike Box, you're not a real YouTuber.
How do you know who subscribed to you? Does it say, or
it does
is
say,
just a
but it's not
number?
very reliable. I occasionally get people that said they're subscribed, but most of the time I don't. Where am I going? Ending ride.
In that case, you just ask Mike.
Yeah.
I think Mike likes live streams. So you have to live stream.
I don't have the internet, and I don't think you can do it from an iPad, can you?
You can actually. I can send you a link. There's a way to get around it.
But the thing is, I don't have the internet. I do all the races off 4G. So I've got a little shed about 100 metres away, so...
Why is it the two strongest riders in our team have got the crappiest internet?
I live in the
Well,
sticks.
the 4G is fine, but it just means I don't want to burn through my data by uploading a massive video.
Yeah, it does burn through a crap load.
But Zwift is fine. It's only like 150 meg an hour.
Yeah, the actual
So it's not actually too bad.
game's almost nothing. I remember I used my phone a couple of times.
It's just talking to you guys that burns it, I think.
Yeah, when we've got a bad day here, disconnect Discord, the game works better. It's already better.
My internet's actually quite decent. Whitney can do her Zoom meetings or her Zoom stuff while I stream. Doesn't seem to affect it. It's not the greatest, but I mean it's better than a lot of other people's.
I definitely couldn't do that here. Jesus. Zwift and Discord is pretty much max. You can put your stream in the background. You'll get all sorts of issues.
Yeah, so we'll have you, Scott, Kyle, James in the team. Who else are we going to pick for the CRL?
Who's available? I think Nick said he was, if required.
Kyle says he wasn't, but I
We
think
need
so
to-
he is.
Oh yeah, Ben, he's available. I'm not sure he's keen though.
Available but not keen. I don't know if you can catch Hex, because I don't think Hex will finish third. So even if you guys win,
Yeah.
you'll finish equal on points, and I'm not sure what the countback is, but I suspect Hex will win that.
It's either last event, or it will probably be you go into points, who's got the most points.
It is in the
I
rules.
mean, I'm just
I've got
guessing
to
in the
read
rules.
through the rules again. I remember I noticed it because quite a few teams finish on equal points at the end of each series.
Stupid because they do like 2019-18, don't they? So if you're like trade first, second all the time, you're bound to be on equal points.
I think it didn't really matter so much when there was top two go to the next round, but this one's just the end of the series. But then next series, I think what they're going to do is accumulate. So you do 3 groups or rounds or whatever it is, and at the end of the whole thing, they decide the winner. Which is complete crap, because it's over such a long period. People upgrade, people change teams, people get sick.
People are looking at this as 3 different seasons, not one season with
Exactly.
several different rounds.
And WTRL don't really communicate exactly what the hell's going on. So people will get to the last round and go, wait, what? What do you mean? We won the last round, didn't we? There's not even any communication about what happens in the championships after the last round. So you don't know what you're supposed to be doing to try and get there.
Oh, I thought that's your job, Ben. You're supposed to enter us all and tell us what to do.
My job is just to enter
We
you
just
all
turn up with
and then make
Hulu.
you race against really good riders and then laugh when you complain.
Captain's job to understand that, isn't it? Good stuff.
Captain understands a lot more than he lets on, I think.
Yeah. Guess the alcohol makes his brain work better.
Funniest thing was after seven laps of the Paris, he goes, were we sprinters the first across the line or fastest on each lap?
Was it every single sprint? Just went for it, just in case.
Everything. Okay, you're just clarifying now at the end of the race, aren't you?
Yeah, just checking, guys. Were we racing, or is that just a group ride?
Yeah. It seemed quite easy. I kept ending up near the front every time, so maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, when was the actual race?
He's just pretty strong with the sprint, isn't he? He can do it.
Yeah. He's got that
bloody,
power.
bloody physiology, isn't it?
Yes, annoying fast twitch fuckers.
And he's light as well. He's got the power and he's light.
Yeah, did you ever watch Cycling Maven? He doesn't do any more videos anymore, but it was quite big a few years ago. Shane Miller and him were mates.
Yeah, that was my uni watching stuff.
Yeah,
Ages ago.
he's like Scott. Doesn't do any training, and then he goes out for a ride and can do 1600 watts. Just sitting on the couch.
Same as my doctor friend Scott, such a background of short distance. Like the hurdles, 110 metre hurdles are too long for him. I quote, anything over 10 seconds to the last hurdle and a half is a nightmare. He could sit on a watt bike now he literally has no training. Doctor, 8 hours a week. He could do 1800 spike, 1500, 15 seconds. He'd be absolutely destroyed after it for hours, but just that ability. Trained my whole life for that, get nowhere near it.
Yeah, just a
Nowhere
completely different system.
Yeah.
And you kind of get the adverse effect. Like, so if you train a lot of long, slow distance, your sprint gets shit. That's why there's a lot of A+ riders. You can't sprint. These Coco rides are great.
Yeah, it's just the right pace, isn't it?
want to try and get to level 55 because I've got rear vision glasses. I've not seen anyone post up what the hell they are.
Do you think it's just going to be like a rear view mirror at the top of your screen?
That's what
But
I'm
like a car.
hoping. I'm hoping that. But knowing Zwift, it could just be some bullcrap. You know, it's just glasses that reflect when you look at from the front on. Because it could be considered a bit of a... Well, I know there'll be a big outcry because other people will claim it's an unfair advantage.
Could just have 6, couldn't they?
You can make it so the events don't allow it, like they do with Source now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. I did a stream a long time ago where you had no HUD racing, and I connected up the Apple TV so I could fan view myself, but looking behind me, and then just crop the screen so I had a rear vision mirror. It was actually pretty damn good because you didn't have to worry about flicking views. You just looked up. Yep, I've got a gap. Go, go, go. Or no, there's no gap. Ease up.
Yes, I did one no HUD, and it was really quite a very, very different experience. You don't realise how much you rely upon. If not, you know the courses pretty well, but how far the finishes and you don't get lost quite quick. And obviously the speed, how fast we go, and God knows what's it look like or feel like.
The funniest thing is I heard someone did one where it was a custom distance, so no one knew where the finish was.
And you really, really have to do your homework beforehand.
I kind of like the sound of that though. It's like, well, if you're going to enter a race, you've got to read about it.
Yeah. Why are they sprinting? Oh shit, it's points race. Damn.
People love it. Who puts a finish halfway up a climb?
Yeah. I haven't done that before, but I always pay attention to the counter quite a lot.
Yeah, it's almost become a habit now. Maybe occasionally I don't look at it because I know, okay, there's no way this is not finishing at this point. But
Yeah.
I will have a quick glance at it just to see, okay, it's 500 metres to go.
Yeah. He's so into the stream though, isn't he? Chit-chatting away that last thing he's looking at is distance. He wonders why everyone's attacking halfway up the climb.
Yeah, that's what happened to me when I stuffed up because I was looking at the chat, looking back at me, looking at the chat, and you just forget to look at critical areas.
Yeah. I remember watching one of Zim's streams maybe 18 months ago, early days, and I was looking at it and he doesn't chat, just like music, and he might type in the chat occasionally but not verbally chat. See him sort of teeing up. It was maybe like that little 9k loop that we're doing Thursday TTT, like 5 laps. So just getting on the trots ready. He's going to do an attack long. It's like the clappers, massive numbers, boom, it's in the air, and then the whole field comes flying past 10 seconds later. So he'd gone 1 lap early. Totally forgotten to look. There's 1 full lap to go. In his mind, he'd won by about 8 seconds. Everyone else thought, where's he going?
Makes a brilliant stream though.
Yeah.
At least he didn't apologise for cheating like I did.
Oh yeah. It's funny.
Unclipping, and that really confused my brain.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even looking at the sprints, I just unclipped and then I realised I went over the banner first. I was like, how did I do that? That's not possible. How did I win the race?
Doing the big foothills race tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I quite like that.
I'd like to do it. I think I'll be out because got my mum in town. I think we're going to do a bit of a day trip.
Weather like you're in at the minute, Ben.
What was that?
What's the weather like your way now?
Bloody raining a lot. It's cleared up today, but had a lot of flooding because it's been raining a bit over the last month, and then all the dams are full. The ground's all, full of moisture. So it rained really heavy for a couple of days, and then it's just all the catchments are just flowing into the rivers. So it doesn't affect Melbourne mostly. It's just one of the rivers in Melbourne near my area, which hasn't been catastrophic loss of life, but it's been extremely disastrous to people. Houses have gone underwater. Over 100, I think, in Melbourne, and then a lot of townships in the rural areas are cut off. It's not as bad as it was up north earlier in the year, but it's still pretty bad.
Is that mostly because the homes have been built on floodplains like in the UK when they moan like fuck?
There
My house
is
is gone.
that, but also the floods are bigger than they've been. So there are houses that are designed to withstand flooding, but the floods are higher level, so they still don't work. One of the issues in Melbourne was the fact that they're thinking that Melbourne Racecourse, probably 20 years ago, I think they were saying, built a rock wall around the Melbourne racetrack to protect it from flooding. But then that means that the floodwaters, instead of going under the racetrack, they go into the housing districts around it.
Yeah. You lose the extra area, I guess.
Yeah. Which is pretty critical because racetracks are huge.
Yeah, exactly.
I was reading about the Yarra River, which is a famous river for Melbourne. That one hasn't flooded because actually a long time ago they did it like a English colonisation thing where they rerouted the river. So they had a straighter run to the sea so it can push more water out to the ocean rather than it's winding. So they haven't got as much issues with the Yarra River.
You've got big tides in the sea.
Not here. It's actually quite interesting. There's nowhere near as big tides as you get in some places in England. If you're in other parts of Australia, you do have massive tides, but I'm used to tides at maybe 2 or 3 metres.
Yeah.
You don't go to a place. There is a couple of places in Williamstown where it's so shallow that the water will disappear 500 metres offshore, but if it does come in, it's only half a foot deep.
Yeah, Thames Tideway from Rome, and then you get a bigger respect for how much water's like 4 or 5 metre central London difference. I don't know, I think we might be doing 6 metres on a flood tide.
Around here it's like 5, I think.
Yeah,
they probably spring tides you get a lot more.
Yeah.
But then I think you go like France on northwest coast, you can get up to like an 11 meters, I think. So it changes a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy when you think about it in terms
of location.
How much the oceans, like mean sea level, is just the average sea level. But if you go around the world, the oceans are very different heights, depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah, and then in the Caribbean, it hardly changes at all. What I thought was a bit weird.
Yeah, it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very similar to the east coast of Australia. You get places where you might get 1 metre tides. I was watching a documentary about, actually I think I might be reading, about how they measure the highest mountains in the world. And technically, Kosciuszko isn't the highest mountain. It depends on how you measure it. If you measure it from the centre of the world, it's not. But if you measure it from mean sea level, it is.
Yeah. Interesting.
What sort of study have you done for your yachting, James? Have you done some advanced, I don't know, what would you call it for your oceanography?
No, I haven't got any qualifications. All my sort of effective qualifications are the racing results. I'm not really into the sort of running a big boat and sort of being the captain. I'm more sort of racing and making the boat go fast around the race course.
So if we set you in the middle of the ocean, you wouldn't be able to navigate back home? Well, not without
no,
GPS.
not with like a sextant and using the stars.
Yeah,
Obviously, I could go down below, look at the chart on the GPS, and go, we're gonna go that way. But it gets quite interesting when you're like doing the overnight races, and like you're trying to like navigate through the English Channel, and there's all these ships, and you've got all the different light patterns, and you're trying to judge which way they're going, how fast they're going. Are you going to get in front of it, or do you have to change course to go behind it? And you're doing it all by red and green and white lights.
Yeah,
That's pretty.
Yeah, aviation's built on all the, all that laws. So when I did my aviation, we're basically learning naval law.
But it's all stuff like, then you've got your navigation lights, but then you've also got different lights that tell you what it is. So it can be like a dredger, or if it's not under command, or if it's dredging or towing something. I haven't got a clue what all those mean.
It's when you got to ring up Scott. Captain?
He was such a perfect lad for a jet. The houseboat did captain say.
I like David's name for locomotion. Did he get that off the stream, or did David just made that up himself? For Katie.
I don't know actually. I don't know. We follow the chat in the streams.
Because they're calling her Miss 14, or what is it? Something like that. I think David might have made up locomotion himself. Surprised Kyle hasn't jumped on yet.
I think he's probably working. I guess.
He'd have to be, surely. If it wasn't working, he'd be on.
Yeah. I think he'd be on the Tiny Races free time today, if he could fit it in.
Yeah, I can't believe he hasn't done a single tiny race yet.
Yeah. It is strange actually.
I think I've dropped Coco.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you're good 100 metres ahead, I think.
I mean,
There's always one pushing the pace of an easy group.
yeah, Coco actually moves along quite fast because she never hits the wind. A-Bot's actually really easy to ride behind because there's usually no one with her. You just sit in the wheel. You can almost do great.
It's flat, especially as she's not bad.
Yeah, it's a bit different if you're going up the Epic.
Yeah, so that.
Oh, I forgot I was going to try and do a Zwift and RGT race in one go.
It's a good thing to forget.
The issue is actually getting into the Zwift, the RGT ecosystem and working out what races are the ones to enter. The ones that I get easy wins for the stream.
Yeah, I don't know how big a thing it is, whether it's a similar type of thing where there's loads of races or minimal with less overall people.
Tristan was saying if you go to a Facebook page, there's a lot of races that aren't advertised on RGT. Well, a lot. I'm not sure how much a lot is, but there's races that you don't see. Maybe that's where Ethan supposedly went.
Yes,
but
yeah.
The depth is
Early
not
hours. Yeah, that's where you've got to make a platform that is appealing to look at and then build something off of that. I don't think I'm alone looking at it thinking that is just awful.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I'd happily pop around on Zwift, riding by myself, just looking at things. Whereas on RGT, I just like, oh, this looks horrible. Looks like back when I was gaming in 1990s. And Zwift
It's
isn't
one step up from Pac-Man.
Yeah, Zwift isn't even that good compared to modern games, but it's good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, as I say, the momentum looks like actual momentum. They might play tricks by making everything super huge in the game, like massive seagulls the size of buses and things like that. But if it tricks the brain, then it works.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Right, gentlemen, I think that's me clocking out. I might see you for the foothills in the morning.
Cheers, Biglet.
Yes, good stuff. Good stuff. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll chat to you in a bit.
See ya.
Catch out.
Go and see if I can find your stream, James. I've got to subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, I don't know. You could probably find yesterday's, but this morning's, the Craig has messed up. Somehow got 3 hours for Piglet voice. I've got 25 minutes for you, and I haven't even got the full one for me. Don't know what Craig was playing.
Yeah, I tried using it when I was outdoors, and it just seemed to mess up.
I don't know what it's going to be like, but I got all of mine through the video of myself. Just, I don't know what happened.
There we go, you got 7 subscribers now.
Oh, big leagues.
That's a massive percentage boost. Oh, yeah, I can see sand and sequins. Is that the one that you said was given, not strike, strike's different, copyright?
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm doing it all through the app. So it said I had something, but I sort of ran out of time and just left it.
A lot of
But I couldn't figure out how to do anything in the app.
A lot of the ones that I do intros, I have that, but it's usually like Russia, Belarus, and some other country, which is definitely not my viewership base.
Of course.
Gunner.
Hello.
Hey, Gunner.
Done with your race? Done with your racing for today?
Yep. What race are you
Yeah.
entering?
The Wahoo, the Cold Saturday series. Eastern 8.
I'm definitely not looking that up. I'm not entering it. What's the course?
Eastern 8.
Ah, so you're doing a recon for ZRL.
Yeah, I just take the shot at it. So Chris was signed up for it, so
It's going to be interesting to see what the tactics are like on Eastern 8.
yeah. It's a big group, it's 109 signed up for A so far.
It's going to be the long segment that's going to be the interesting one. Do you try and go off the back for 10 seconds, or do you just try and hammer it because everyone else can have the same idea?
Yes,
Yeah, I see. Oh,
that's the
I will
thing.
see. Oh,
I wonder if they're
Yeah.
going to practice it today, Gunner. Let us know if they do. Because I suspect it
Yeah.
might be a case of it'll be almost impossible to stop because everyone will be doing the same thing.
yeah.
And the problem is if you hammer it, they'll have 10-second or 5-second advantage on you if they catch you back up.
There were 4 first line and 4 FTS on this one, isn't it?
Yeah, so you got the sprint at the very beginning and then you go through that again at the end. So you have 2 FTS entries there. Then you've got
Yeah.
forward Titans, then reverse Titans. No, you've got forward Titans, then you've got the segment, then reverse Titans, then you come back around through the tunnel, back through the sprint again.
Yeah. It's a long sprint too, so for the tight for the tempos, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually a very long sprint.
Yeah. Chris is here to do I see it, so
Yes, he joined A now. He's been smashing it with the burritos.
yeah. I didn't see your last tiny races today, but how did it go for you?
We tried. I think I got decent results in terms of. I think I got better than if I just sat in the group and sprinted. So the first
Yeah.
one we went really long and got caught. Second one we went gravel bikes for the dirty suppressor climb, whatever it's called. Then we got caught. Third one, can't remember that one. I'm guessing we got caught. And the last one didn't get out
Third one
front.
was the Anvil, 2 bridges.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
That one was all right, but Piglet and I were out the front, and then we got caught. And then Piglet went away for the last one before Reverse Titans come and got caught. But Leeson stayed away.
Piglet on his breakaway wasn't on my screen at all.
Yeah, I think because there's more than 100 riders, you can't see. Well, you might only have 50 riders shown on your screen because I think there's limits depending on platform.
But it was really annoying. Even when I went up the front to see if he was there, I couldn't see anything. So you just sort of, you know, he's off there because he's talking about it, but you have no idea on the mini map or visual cues.
Yeah, it's one good thing about using a PC is that usually you get all the tools at your disposal. I think I got dropped by Coco. It's Coco behind me. Oh no, that's Coco. Alright, I'm getting dropped by Coco. It's probably a sign that that's good enough for me to finish.
I'm trying to get to the front. It's a big group, so
Yeah, Coco's always going super fast because she never hits the wind. It's basically whatever anyone wants to sit at the front is how fast Coco goes.
yeah.
I'll do one. Shall I do a U-turn? Should I do a U-turn? I'll go to the dirt then. Yeah, do a U-turn. It's 500 metres. I better get off. Whitney's giving me the you've been on for a long time, make the right. Alright. Thanks gentlemen. Have a good race, Gunner.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
I'll try and figure out
night.
this. See how quick I can get it back up online.
Yeah.
Alright.
Is there another bot besides Craig we can use? Anyway, I've got to go. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Where's my... Can I press exit? There it is. Alright. Anyone who's still watching... Oh, Piglet there. I've got to go. I've got to make some rice. Thanks for watching. Thanks for racing.